Time itself is a natural rhythm. It is woven into the fabric of existence. And this is visible in the rising and setting of the sun, shifting of seasons, aging of the body, growth of a tree, even movement of tides and celestial bodies, These rhythms happen whether we acknowledge them or not. They are not abstracts. They are the flow of life. And every living being is bound to this unseen, unstoppable motion. And this is what makes time real. Because it is organic, it is cyclical, and it is deeply experiential. Now, the clock, however, the clock is a mechanical interpretation of time. It is a quantification created to control, to organize, and even to measure human activity, It doesn't reflect the organic flow of time. It divides it into units, seconds, minutes, hours, And don't get me wrong, these units are very helpful for coordination in the society. Appointments, deadlines, routines. But they are detached from the body and nature. Clocks don't follow the moon. They don't adjust to your internal energy levels. They don't respond to when you're tired, inspired, grieving, or even evolving. Because the clock only measures productivity and output, not presence or transformation. And people confuse living through time with tracking it. This confusion often leads to stress over running out of time, guilt about wasting time, anxiety over timeliness and milestones, disconnection from natural rhythms like rest, reflection, or even seasonal change. But time is not lost when you rest. Time is not lost when you cry, when you play, or even when you wander. The clock might not reward those moments, but your soul and body will definitely do. You need to live through time, not under it. When you see time as a real living thing, not just numbers on a screen, then you begin to tune into your natural pace. You begin to respect the seasons in your life. Creation, rest, death, and even rebirth. Release the guilt of not doing enough. At by a certain age, I need to be doing this. Or by a certain age, you need to have learned this. Release that guilt. You need to recognize that quality of time matters more than quantity. Now, time in this essence is not something to chase. It is something to align with. My people. You need to understand that time is real. It is the flow of life that is deeply rooted in nature, deeply rooted in growth and change. Now, on the other hand, clocks are not real in the same way. Clocks are a social construct used to measure and control. Living through time means honoring your personal rhythm, not just the system's schedule. True presence isn't measured by a ticking hand. It is felt in moments, in memories, and even the meaning you put in those moments and memories. When you stop being a slave to the clock and start syncing with the rhythm of your own existence, that's when you truly begin to live. My people, heal. Heal.